The 2nd of December, northeastern Kenya, the town of Mandera. And here, the bodies of 36 non-Muslim miners slain by Somali insurgent group Al-Shabaab. They were killed as they slept in their tents at a stone quarry. Some were shot, others decapitated. Just 10 days before, in the same region, non-Muslims were dragged off a Nairobi-bound bus. 28 of them were shot and killed at point-blank range. The two attacks highlighted not only the fact that Al-Shabaab still has a reach throughout the region, but also that the threat of this militant group is not just Somalia's problem. Kenya sent its army into Somalia in 2011 to protect its territory. Ugandan, Ethiopian and Burundian forces are also fighting the militant group in Somalia. And although Kenya has become Al-Shabaab's most successful target, Nairobi refuses to back down.
We will not flinch or relent in the war against terrorism in our country and our region. We shall continue to inflict painful casualties on these terrorists until we secure our country and region. Our stability and prosperity depends on a secure neighborhood, and this is our commitment.
And as East Africa grapples with Al-Shabaab, North Africa too is facing militants. Aside from Al-Qaeda's North African wing, the crisis in Libya has brought the Islamic State militancy much closer to Africa. There have been reports of emerging training camps in the country for ISIL-affiliated groups. Tunisian and Egyptian Islamist groups have also recently declared their loyalty to ISIL.
We've known for a number of years that whatever impact these groups are having, it's largely globally inspired, but locally conducted, locally resourced, locally commanded.
The Islamic State militants are fighting local and international forces in Syria and Iraq. They control large parts of both countries. And despite their brutal methods, they are considered by some radical groups as more successful than Al-Qaeda has ever been. At the same time, thousands of disaffected North African young people have traveled to Syria and Iraq to fight for ISIL.
I think that the flow of foreign fighters is particularly notable in regard to ISIL, so that underscores the importance there of watching these people, trying to stop them from moving, figuring out when they're coming back, figuring out what tactics they're bringing back with them.
The threat to the North African region became even more apparent when an Algerian jihadist group linked to ISIL beheaded tourist Half Godel. Well, overall, 2014 has seen some success stories against terrorist groups too, but increasingly, these groups have cast wider nets and gained networks of powerful allies. But even as they become more powerful and deadly, one thing has been highlighted, that African countries can no longer afford to stand alone when taking on terrorist groups, and it's crucial that governments unite against this common threat. Jane Keo, CCTV, Nairobi, Kenya.